Okay, good morning class. At this point we're looking at quadratic equations and inequalities. We're on exercise. Sorry? .4. Come inside. Morning, how are you doing?
Good, and you?
Okay, so we're on exercise 2.4. Let's copy this, paste it here. If you want the full lesson, you will find it in the description box below. This is on page, sorry, 27. The exercise on page 28. When it comes to this point, you're looking at which page the exercise is on, okay? But the example itself is on page 27. Okay, so we can have uniformity here. Right. Let's look at number 1. Example 1 on page 27. We are told to write the trinomial 2x squared plus 8x minus 6 in the form of a into x plus p all squared plus q. Remember, what's the difference between this trinomial and the trinomial we've dealt with in the previous exercise? It's a common factor. What else do you see? What if the last term, or the constant term, which is negative 6, had to be negative 7? Then what would the difference have been in comparison to yesterday's lesson? Let's just go up quickly and see what's the difference. You can pick it up. Sorry? What's the difference? Look at the form they wanted in. X plus p all squared plus q. And today we are talking about a into x plus p all squared plus q. So what's the difference? There's a common factor, otherwise a coefficient other than 1 in front of x squared. Can you see that? So even if 2 was not common, we had to still take out the common factor. We take out 2. Why? Because when we complete the square, it's going to be easier to have a 1 in front of x squared. With the rules that we use, there must be a 1 in front of x squared. You guys understand? So let's take out 2 as a common factor. What do we have? 2 into x squared plus 4x minus 6. So what do we notice here now? That is the form in which we dealt with yesterday. Not so? Not 6 but 3. Okay, no problem, my mistake. I'm allowed 5 of those in the lesson, okay? Yeah, 5 mistakes in the lesson. Last year it was on 11. You remember? There were 11 mistakes in the lesson last year? No. I think it was 7 or something. So this year we're going to try and make less mistakes, okay? But yes, you're absolutely correct, that should be 3. So that is in the form of the trinomial we've dealt with yesterday, not so? So what do we say now? It's going to be 2 into x squared plus 4x plus a number to complete the square with minus the same number minus 3. How do you get that number, people? Who can remind us? It's going to be b times a half squared. And what is b in this case? 4. It's the coefficient of x. So 4 times a half, 2. And 2 squared is? So what do we have now? Perfect square triangle. You guys understand? Perfect square triangle. So what did that give us now? 2 into x minus or plus? Plus 2 squared minus 7. Close brackets. Okay, but do you see a bracket outside there, or you would see one set of brackets? One set of brackets. So you must get rid of the outer bracket. Not so. So how do we do that? Multiplying this. Okay. So it now gives us 2 into x plus 2 squared minus 14. You guys understand? If I multiply the story out, you don't have to, but you'll see I will get 2 into, I'm applying the square there, x squared plus 4x plus 4 minus 14. You multiply the 2 in, it's 2x squared plus 8x plus 8 minus 14. This gives you 2x squared plus 8x minus 6. You see it's the same that was given there. You guys understand? So what I'm going to do is I'm going to pause the video at this point and I'm going to redo it, okay? Is that okay? Okay, is there any confusion, any questions here at this point? No? Alright. So let's look at the example on page 27. This should be example 2. Example 2 is on page 27. Again, they ask you to write the trinomial of 2x squared plus 5x minus 3 in the form of a into x plus b all squared plus q. Alright, write this down. We're going to do it together now. So let me know if I'm going too fast, okay? So I feel like the first one I went very fast. No? Or did I go slow enough? Oh, oh. I feel like I was going fast. Alright, so let's do the first, this one here. What's the first step we need to do? Take out the coefficient of x squared, which is 2. So what are we left with? X squared plus 5 over 2x minus 3 over 2. You all agree with that? Why? When I multiply 2 by x squared, I get 2x squared. If I multiply 2 by 5 over 2, I get 5. If I multiply 2 by negative 3 over 2, I get negative 3. You all agree with that? So what do I do now? We add a number to complete the square with. That same number, I must subtract. Not so. And how do I get that number? It's b times a half squared. What's your b value in this case? 5 over 2. So it's going to be 5 over 2 times half, and it must be squared. So you fill in those missing values there in that expression. What makes the same expression and not an equation? Don't have an equal sign going through, okay? It's not equal to a number on the other side of the equal sign. These equal signs showing you the step is 1. That line is equal to that line, which is equal to that. Okay. Right, so what's 5 over 2 times a half? 5 over 4, and it must be squared, which is 25 over 6. So what is this to us? Perfect square trinomial. Okay, so do that step quickly. Okay, so what do we get? X plus or minus? Plus, because I take that sign there, plus 5 over 4 And then on our square, and in our calculator we enter negative 25 over 16. But if you're that kind of girl who likes to work with fractions and all of it, no problem. Okay? And you can test it on the calculator. So it's 3 over 2. Oops. It's going to give you negative 49 over 16. Negative 49 over 16. So what do I do now? Get rid of the outer bracket. The multiple, oops. Okay. Nothing over the board. Okay, so let's multiply the outer bracket. What do we get? Guys need to align the board quickly. Okay. Let that be the trick. Yep, no. So it will be 2. So what do we have? This is what we dispose everything. Okay, let's try now. So that will give us 2 into x plus 5 over 4 squared minus. Now you say 2 times 49 over 16 will give you 49 over? Okay. Sorry about that. Okay. You all agree with that?
Yes, sir.
Any confusion? No. I think there's another example. The third example. So in this example I'm going to give you a chance to do it. And then I will do it on the board. Okay. Okay, so let's wrap this quickly up. So first things first, what do we need to do? Take out a common factor of negative 3 into, what are we left with? X squared minus 2 over 3 x. Okay, I need to align the board again. Oh my word, embarrassing, no? So one day when you guys are millionaires, maybe you can buy me an Apple laptop. Okay. Yeah, I hope this is going to do. Okay, so we go again, negative 3 into x squared minus 2 over 3x minus 7 over 3. So we must add a number to complete square with minus the same number. What's the number in this case? It's b times a half, and it must be squared. And what's b here? Negative 2 over 3 times a half. It's going to be a third. I could have written negative, but don't need to. Yes? Plus 7 over 3 is absolutely correct. That's mistake number 2. No? Sorry about that. So then this will give us 1 over 9. Okay. So here we have our perfect square trinomial. Not so? So that's going to give us negative 3 into x minus 1 over 3 squared with third squared plus 20 over 9. What do we do now? We multiply to get rid of the outer bracket. So it's going to be negative 3 into x minus a third squared minus 20 over 3. Who got that right? Right, where did you go wrong, Iman?
So I meditated my point. I said negative 3 divided by 2, not the other way around.
Negative 3?
Divided by 2. And then I got negative 3 over 3.
Negative, yeah, at this point.
Yes, sir.
Okay, so then that was also different. Okay, anybody else made a mistake here in front? Yes, Michael? Huh? Say. You shy. Anybody else want to say where they went wrong? Okay, listen, you mustn't be shy to say where you're going wrong, okay? So that somebody else can learn from your mistake. In the same time, you will learn where you're going wrong, okay? At this point, you should be able to do exercise 2.2. 4 on page 20 and page 28. You do the odd numbers for me. I'll call you up row by row now to check that you are on the right track. Okay, I'll stop the video at this point.